Great day, great day, great day. Welcome to Dispute Panda Night. How are you guys doing? Let me know if you guys hear me okay. I'm trying to find the right placement for the microphone so that y'all can hear me all right, okay? Happy Monday, everyone. Thank you for coming into the room. As you guys come in, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, you can come off of mute. I like to give everyone a good 10 minutes to kind of get in before we deep sea dive and talk about the world's most famous, amazing AI powered credit repair software. So that is also free. It's pay as you go for the free versions. I'm super excited about that. I see some new names here. Hey, James. Hey, is it Happy? And Lisette, welcome, welcome. If you guys have any questions, definitely come off of mute. It is my pleasure to answer any questions you guys might have before we get started. Any questions? Any questions?
Hello, good evening.
Great day. How are you?
I'm all right. I have a quick question. When disputing, right? Say I'm disputing on the payment history, do I need to list every single year or does it matter if I just list 1 year? Or should I list every single year that I see that's inaccurate?
So, are you using the Dispute Panda software?
No, I never used the software actually. I'm trying to see what I have to offer and everything. So this is why I came to the meeting.
So if you're using the software, you don't have to have that option. That's why I was asking, because the system will systemically pick everything
Okay.
and tackle all of the dates that are impacted. If you're doing free form letters, then you're going to need to include those dates and basically highlight it on the credit report, attach it, things of that nature. You don't have to do that with the system. So the system
Okay.
will automatically select it for you and put the late payment verbiage in play.
Okay. All
Great
right.
question.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're a one. So are you brand new to credit repair altogether or just to Dispute Panda?
Dispute Panda.
Okay, how long have you been doing credit repair?
Well, I off and on, off and on. So I'm getting back into it again.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, welcome to the room. We are going to go over the platform. So, on today, you guys are going to watch me sign up for the Dispute Panda platform, load a client in, and produce a round of attacks without putting any money in the system for doing it, because I'm going to be using the credit monitoring that was designed for Dispute Panda. So it makes it a lot more seamless and a lot easier for us to navigate through. So you guys will watch me do that today. Lisette, are you a 1, 2, or a 3? You can let me know in the chat if you don't feel like coming off of mute. No worries. No questions, guys? Okay, we're going to let some more people get in the room. Thank you so much for communicating, James. I'm so excited to have you here. How are you guys' Monday going?
It's a great day. I'm
Yeah,
blessed.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. Girl, my niece talking about she tired. She not tired. She is not tired. We're gonna let some more people to come in. Doo-doo-doo. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to go ahead and come off of mute and ask them. It is my pleasure to support. Let me see. Honestly, there was a bunch of people here before 8, but I normally like to open the doors at 8. I wanted to open it a little bit earlier today just in case anyone had some questions. Got 6 more minutes. All right, guys, if you want to grab something to drink before we dive in, I will be right here. Do, 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 do. Lisette, while you're here, if you can drop a 1, 2, or 3 to let me know where you are in the system. A 1 is you're brand new, you don't have the platform. A 2 is you have the platform. A 3 is you have the platform and you sent a letter out. It will allow me to know who's in the room and how to best cater to all of those that are here. Hey, Rachel and Josh, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in 5 minutes. If anyone has any questions, concerns, or comments, please feel free to come off of mute. Let me see. Do, 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 do. Any questions, guys? You can drop it in the chat. I see that Rachel and Josh, their audio is coming in. No? Okay. All right. So since it looks like we are here, if anyone else comes in, we will just get started a little bit early. So thank you guys so much for coming today. I want to honor your time. And because you guys are so amazing, we're going to dive in a little bit earlier. Please note I am by myself tonight, so my admin is off. And so if you guys have questions, concerns, or comments, definitely drop it in the chat. I do try to stop and look in from time to time. This is a wonderful free flowing community. So if you have questions, concerns, or comments, you can raise your hands or you can just come off of mute and it'll be my pleasure to go ahead and dive in together. Okay. So the screen that you guys are looking at right now is the home screen for Dispute Panda. Can y'all just let me know if you guys can see that screen? I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. We're good? All right, my niece gave me thumbs up. Okay, cool. So, with that being said, what we are going to do is talk about the world's most advanced and effective AI powered credit repair software. So I like to cover the major things outside of the platform. And then when we go in, we'll cover some of the nitty gritty so that you guys have an idea of what's going on within the platform. So the things that I'm going to cover on this page is going to be the pricing, the training, and the contact. Everything else I will cover once we get into the platform, because I think some people are kinesthetic learners and they have a lot better understanding when they can see it, touch it, feel it, apply it, all those good things. So, with that being said, we're going to start off with pricing. As you know, Dispute Panda is 100% pay as you go, which means if you have 500 clients today or you have 5, you do not pay monthly for the free platform. Now, the free platform gives you the ability to generate the dispute letters to the 3 major credit reporting agencies. It also gives you the ability to generate static letters to go to the secondary agencies. And if you have any stall letters or bankruptcy court letters or anything of that nature that you need to send out, you also get access to that on the free platform. Okay, I am going to show you some of the amazing tools that are within the pro, so you'll be able to kind of see the highlights at the end. If you guys would like to see the walkthrough of the pro platform, I will go ahead and log into that for you so you guys can see it. Just let me know. With that being said, the pay as you go program, it is a free platform, right? It is $17 per month per attack for your clients. However, I'm going to show you how to waive that $17 and make a little residual income in the process. Okay. I also want to talk about the pro option. The pro gives you the ability to also write creditor letters. It gives you a safe client access portal. So now your clients can upload their supporting documents, such as their driver's license, passport, bill, bank statement, whatever additional documents you need. It allows you to do a contract. You can add your merchant services and a host of other options that are available. You do get full access for $1 for 14 days. Then thereafter, you are billed $197 every month. You can also pay for it for the year and you get 2 months for free. So we like to give you all the good deets while you're here. Okay. So that is for the pricing structure. The training. One of the things that I personally love about Dispute Panda, amongst all of the other amazing things that you have, is that with Dispute Panda, you get the ability to have a free guide on what letters you should select. And basically, Dispute Panda listened to what everyone was saying. So, some people that use this platform are like me, they're credit repair organization owners. Some of them are just doing it for their friends, family, and trying to get, their community together and ready to go as it pertains to credit. And in order to do so, one of the things that Dispute Panda said was they listened to the questions that you guys had about disputing, and then they basically redefine the attack flow as to how you should attack your profile. So before you scroll down to look at one video, before you scroll down to look at anything that's available, right at the top when you click download guide, it actually tells you what letters, how often you send them out, and it gives you a full 12-month sequence of attack. I will have people say, do you need a full 12 months? Again, it depends on the client. It depends on what's on the account. It depends on what behaviors they're doing. I like to explain that credit repair is a wonderful dance. There's one dance that you're doing over here with the creditors, and another dance that you're doing over here with the credit reporting agencies. The dances are not the same. Okay, we're over here salsaing when it comes to the creditors, like the Wells Fargo's, the Chase, right? We're doing one dance over here, but over here we doing a nice little merengue, right? We need to understand the balance of both. You guys will get a brief consultation flow once we get into the system. Kind of some things I highlight when I'm looking at my client's credit report to let them know, like, hey babes, this is what's missing, this is what we need to focus on, so on and so forth. However, if you are brand new to the system and you're like, I don't know what letter to pick, I don't know what to do, I don't know when I should go ahead and send a letter to the secondary reporting agencies, which is LexisNexis and Novus LCI. I don't know how often I should be sending the letters. This system is telling you how often you should send the letters off. And then later on, I'm going to tell you why you should listen to this flow, because you end up saving yourself coin in the process. Okay. You can use this flow whether you have the pro version or the free version. I like to be transparent. When I started with this platform, I did not have the pro version. At that time, the pro version did not have creditor letters, which it does now. So now you get to dispute not just with the credit reporting agencies, but also directly to Wells Fargo, directly to Santander, right? You can actually start the disputing process with them. But originally, when they launched the platform, it did not have that option. So I didn't really see the necessity of having the pro. It did give you a lot of integratable tools, but I already had a landing page that gave me the opportunity to give my clients a contract and things of that nature. When they upped the ante and the back office said, "Oh no, babe, we're adding creditor letters," I jumped all the way on the bandwagon, because if the free was getting me results, I'm talking about, I had several clients that a minimum increase after the first 45 days was anywhere between 35 to 57 points was my average that I was getting across the board for brand new people. So you can work this flow whether you are completely brand new or if you have a seasoned client. This works for all types of flows, but you have to make sure that you go to training. Give me 1 second. You have to make sure you go to training, you click on free download, and this is your guide. So if you guys have an admin staff, if you guys are outsourcing, they can literally follow this rubrics for any client you have and get the ball rolling for them in real time. Okay. So you can also see the full training. We are going to basically cover how to add a client in today using Credit Dyno. So that is what we're going to do. But if you have any questions, excuse me, you can leverage it here. Gregory, how can I help?
I got a question, quick question. Um, like, I should remember I asked you about the first one. I sent off the first round and they came back with with a letter from the credit bureau, and they were saying that it was a third party. They don't
Mhm,
recognize the third party.
mhm.
So I sent out another round first, and then I sent out the letters that you told me to send out after for the verification information, and the letter of um saying that I forgot which one you showed me. But I sent it out, and I'm still waiting for them to come back. So should I wait for another 35 days to send anything else out, or should I send
Every
something else out?
every round of disputes, you're allowing 35 days. So what I originally said is, if you get what you received was known as a stall letter, saying that they think that you're using a third party service, you would go into the static letters and you would select stall letters, and then you will resend out your disputes as long as it's within the first 15 days.
Yeah.
If it's
So I
outside of that
so
15 days,
so,
go ahead.
so I sent out another round. Then I waited a couple of days and sent out the stall letters.
Okay. That's fine if you
So
decided to do it that way. All you're doing now is you're
okay,
not doing anything for another
okay,
35 days, because the law says that when you send a round of disputes, you are to give the credit reporting agencies 30 days to process. So
okay,
that's why it's we tell you, if you're using the credit dyno, to go ahead and you do your disputes every 35 days, because you get a free
uh-huh,
round of attack after that 35-day window. So if you just sent out your second round of disputes, you're going to allow 5 days for it to get to them, 30 days for them to process, and then you're going to look at your numbers, see what's been removed, and then go ahead and send on the next round of letters.
okay,
All right.
okay. And you just keep repeating the process until
Again, it
everything.
depends. So a lot of times, if you're so this is why I always say that there's a balance to credit, because you have to make sure that you're hitting all of the buckets. So the letters are great to remove anything going backwards, but do you have the things that you need moving forward to help lift your numbers? So are you keeping your utilization down on the credit cards you have? Do you have credit cards? How many credit cards do you have? Do you have credit mix? Do you have installments and revolving? All of those things check a category within the 5 components of the FICO score buildup. So the letters are helping you with any past mistakes you have, but your behaviors moving forward is going to help you with building those numbers. So you have to have a balanced file in order for you to see what's going on. So but if you're just asking basic disputes, yes, basically if you're disputing, you're going to go through the flow. You should see the results that you need. But as far as making sure that you're maximizing on your scores and your numbers, it would have to depend on what does your credit profile look like, and are you hitting all the boxes that are necessary to get to
Okay.
that 850 score. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense. That
Great
makes sense.
questions. Great questions. Any other questions for me, Gregory?
No, that was it because I just wanted to know if because I waited because by the time you told me it was already past the 15 days. So
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't send that round off. I had to
Mm-hmm.
wait until the next round to send
To
off
go
the
through.
stall left.
Okay, that's fine. Not a problem at all. So I'm glad you did. I'm glad you were able to get it. Just for references, the stall letter goes with the letters. So you're not sending them separate. If you're sending around a disputes and you're sending the stall letters, you're sending them together. So in theory, if you would have done it the first go round and it was within that 15 days, you were going to send the stall letters with the original dispute letters, because we don't want to miss an opportunity to hold them to the fire of actually processing that dispute round,
Yeah, so
right?
what I did was I hope I did it right. And then if you signed that because what I did was I I sent this I sent the first round with well I sent another round on
Mhm.
Friday and then I waited till Sunday to send the stall letters.
Right. So it's already gone out. What I'm saying is in the future, you're sending the
Okay.
stall letter with the dispute letter
Okay.
together.
Okay, so I
Does
just
that
print
make
them out.
sense?
Yeah, so I just print them out and then send them.
You send them both together, right? So since you've
Okay.
already sent them separately, don't print out more, don't do, just leave it alone. But just going forward, the process is you're sending the stall letter with the dispute letters together to whatever credit reporting agency sent you back that stall notice.
Okay, well, now I guess I'm waiting for it because now I ain't received nothing now, so I
That,
guess I'm
but if
waiting
you
for.
just sent it off Sunday, sir, you get what I'm saying? Like you're not
No, that I send them off like I think uh like August around August 29th.
okay. So they have
I
30
think.
days to respond.
Okay, so
So
like
you're giving them
September.
5 days from the 29th
Okay,
for them to receive, and then 30 days from that fifth day for them to go ahead and respond back to you.
okay, I
Okay.
got it. All right.
Awesome. Awesome. Great question. All right. Rachel said, hello, everyone. I apologize. We did not say hello when we came in. We got a phone call. Child, you all right? Welcome, family. I appreciate you being here. Hey, iPhone 39. Hey, Genesis. Welcome to the room. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments, please let us know. Don't forget, we are on the YouTube replay. So if you guys missed anything, you can definitely circle back to the YouTube Dispute Panda family and have access to the full replay. All right. So we covered training. Now we're going to dive into contact. Contact is the way that you can reach our customer service. They're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I am here Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All right. However, they are here to go ahead and support. So you can either email them directly at info@disputepanda.com, or you can go ahead and click on the contact tab, both inside the portal or on this main page. You have the option to list the client's information. So if you have issues with rounds, mailing, credit, subscriptions, and let me tell you, they do get back to you. Okay. in a timely fashion. I like to send Loom videos, so I'm going to give you guys accessibility to the Loom info if you guys would like to utilize it. What I like to use Loom for is the ability to go ahead and I do a video. So I record my screen, I kind of show them what's going on. So that way they can see what I'm seeing and I can point out like, hey, this is what I'm looking at. I can't find this. Can you show me where it is? And Loom gives you a nice link. It's a free platform. You get a link that you can actually drop in. And as soon as that link is clicked on and your video is viewed, you actually get an email that says that your video has been viewed. So it gives you a good time frame to be like, okay, it's been 24 hours, 48 hours, let me tap in. Customer service is really, really dope. I want to tell you, I had an issue actually the other day with a client, and I turned around, sent a message to our back office, and in less than 24 hours, my situation was resolved. So I like to share that information in real time. How long does it to see deletions on your credit report? Again, it depends. So I'm going to tell you, if you've done credit repair before, normally the best practice is that you want to allow 60 to 90 days before you actually see results if a client has already gone through credit repair. So there are certain questions that you definitely want to ask before you actually get started on your client's credit report. Okay. However, I've seen deletions within the first 15 to 35 days. It all depends on the client's profile. So although you might have two clients that have bankruptcies, no profile is exactly the same. So the behaviors are going to be different as well. What I will tell, and I tell all my mentees as well, that they need to track every single month. So I give them an actual tracking sheet that they can put the letters that they put in. They can actually put what has been deleted from that last round when it comes back in, so that they have a blueprint or rubrics of what's been working best for them as they've pivoted. So to answer that question, it all depends on the client profile you have. Some people, you can see shifts within the first 14 to 35 days, but it all depends. Hey, Genesis, what questions do you have, my love?
Hello, everyone. I have a question. For example, I have a client. I just started on this business, and I sent the first round 22 days ago.
Mhm.
And my first question is on Panda Dispute already say the attack is ready to send the second round. Is that
Mhm.
good? Or I need to wait until we check the credit again after the update? Or do I
So
need to follow Dispute Panda Dispute recommendation?
I would tell you not to send another round of disputes until after that 35-day window. That would be my recommendation. I personally do not send another round of disputes out until I have looked at the credit report, because I want to see what has been deleted, what has been removed, before I go ahead and send my next round. However, it depends on which platform you are leveraging. So if you're using Credit Dyno, you can pull in the credit report from the actual software. So I will be able to see the updates and everything after the fact. If you're utilizing a MyScore IQ or an Identity IQ, or Smart Credit, you would need to go get the updated report first, then embed it into the platform. So in that case, I would be looking at the report first and then doing the dispute round. But remember, you're not going to do anything until after that 35-day window, whether you're using Credit Dyno or not, just for best practices,
I'm
to be
using Credit
transparent.
Dino. I'm using
Wonderful.
Credit
Then you're
Dino.
going to wait that 35 days, my love. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if it says ready to dispute, because it normally clicks over ready to dispute after 30 days. You want to, if you're using Credit Dyno and you do it before that 35th day, you're going to have to pay the $17. So if you don't want to
Okay.
pay the $17, you're going to wait until that 35th day or beyond.
Got you. Got you. That
Got
was
it?
one of my questions. And my last question is going
Uh-huh.
to be that client already received the agency's report that says we received your dispute or your report, but we believe that it now was submitted by you. What
Mhm.
I need to do?
You can choose to do nothing. You can choose to go into the system, and depending on how far off it is, you can do what's known as a stall letter. So if you go into the static letter area, you would select stall letter, you would print off the stall letter, and then also print off the original round of disputes that you have and mail it off. But that's if it's within the first 15 days. Excuse me, if it's outside of that 15-day window, just do your next round of disputes.
Okay, so on my next round, do you recommend to put the stock letters together or
You can
just
choose to do
okay?
that. You can choose to do
Okay.
that.
So
Yeah.
I can do through Dispute Panda. I can do that.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay.
static letters in Dispute Panda. When I go in, I'll show you it.
Perfect. Thanks.
It is my pleasure. All right, Melinda Terry Big Dream says they have a question. What questions do you have, Mella?
Okay, finally. So what happened? Not saying you just saying to call me. What happened was I've been missing the lives, so
Mhm.
I always listen to your recordings. So
Okay.
I went through like two recordings, but
Mhm.
no one. Some of the questions that people was asking, I still needed a little bit clarification.
Okay.
So one, you had dropped because when you drop the links, I don't
Mhm.
see them on the recording. So you had dropped a link where people want to get like a personal like to talk to you directly, like with your
Yes.
company to help them.
Yes.
It I had to wait till a live. This is like my second week in a row to finally get on the real live and not the recording. So I wanted to see if you could drop that in the chat so I can
Yeah.
reach out. Two, because I have clients that I've been helping before I found out about Dispute Panda. And
Mhm.
when I listened to the recording that I think it was from last week, you have mentioned a couple things. Like you said, Credit Dymo, there's a referral link. Do you have to be in that pro one to get it, or you could
Nope.
still okay, so you answered that one. And
Mhm.
then um it was something else to say. You know how on one of the recordings you had the different attacks, like one was more efficient, one was more effective.
It's right here.
When I downloaded, okay, so I got that printed out right now. I've downloaded
Mhm.
it today.
Mhm.
I only seen the standard one, the
Okay.
one that you had said in your first one, like it says,
That's okay. I just dropped it in the chat for you. They took it down because so many people were asking for a more streamlined attack flow that also did not include secure certified mail. So that is why the one that's up and available right now is this flow,
right.
not the old one. So if you want the old one, I've already dropped it in the chat. You can go ahead and grab it, friend.
Okay, that's that
Yeah.
one. And then I think I got one more question, but you might
Uh-huh.
get to it when because you got to it at the end of your recording when you want to show an example. It was the one that said, hold on, well, I think you just answered about the stall letter.
Okay.
I can wait till you get further on because I can't remember. I had just listened to the whole recording, but I wrote it. That was like 4 hours ago. So I'll just wait to this call and then see if there's something else.
All right. No problem. And if you have any questions throughout the process, let me know because we're about to sign up for the platform anyway. So we're moving like lightning over here. If you think of anything else, just come on. But I did drop the links to my mentorship. I dropped the link to book a one-on-one call with me. And I also dropped the link to the old Dispute
Okay.
Panda attacks. So you got all of those.
Okay. Yep, I got it.
Yay. Thanks for
Thank
coming to
you.
a live, honey. Welcome.
I know. I said I done heard all these recordings and I can't even talk to them or see the link chat. But tonight I
And you know what? Since
purposely
you told me that, I'll make sure to go into the Dispute Panda tonight on YouTube and I'll drop all of the links in the chat. So, like
okay.
in the YouTube video. So, if anyone wants it, you guys can have access to that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Thank you. See, y'all gotta
Okay.
let me know because I don't be knowing what don't. I don't circle back to the YouTubes.
Because
Okay.
all on your recordings, she was like, I dropped the link and I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to catch her on the live so I can
On the
ask because
live.
you can't see them. But okay. Appreciate it.
Yay. I'm so excited. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions before we get started with signing up with the Dispute Panda software? Because it's going to go real quick. And Melinda's question is a really dope question. If you guys missed this, I promise you, when I pointed out for this drip money that y'all are going to get for that affiliate link, y'all going to be like, how did I not see it? I promise you. We here to pick up all the bags. No other questions, guys? Nothing. All right, cool. So we are going to go ahead and start the sign up. So what I'm going to tell you is that when you're going through the software, one of the things that I need you guys to remember is that if you're going to utilize this software as a user as well as the owner, you have to have two separate emails. So Raquel may not have a business, right? So I do have a business, but let's say I did not have a business. I'm jumping into Dispute Panda today, and the only thing I have is my Gmail account. you are going to want to double back and create another Gmail account, a Yahoo account, an iCloud account, something, so that you can have one as the owner of the account and then one as a client, because you cannot have the same email addresses on both platforms. Okay. So once we get in, I'm going to put my information in here. Let's see. Here we go. So we're going to create this email. So I did brown skin girl. I cannot use the same browns, like this exact brown skin girl. I would have to add double S's, change the way I spell brown, something in order for it to go through. So just keep that in mind. The phone number, however, you can keep the same. So just wanted to give you that information. If you have a company name, you want to go ahead and utilize the company name. If you do not, it's going to automatically default to your actual first and last name. All right, you're going to create the password. And I like to tell y'all the truth. I'm nosy. Okay, I was born January, February. I'm a February baby. Okay, I'm very inquisitive. So I need to know what's going on. I need to know special offers. I need to know special resources. I need all of the things. In order to get what? All of the things, you got to check this box. You can choose to check it. I am going to check it. You guys do not have to, but it is completely up to you. Okay. Once you finish setting that sign up, it's going to then take you to another screen where you are able to go in and see how you should do business with Dispute Panda and how Dispute Panda intends to do business with you. Once you have completed that, you're going to go ahead and hit subscribe. You're going to go in. There's going to be this black bar. Best practices, guys, you want to go ahead and verify your email address within 24 to 48 hours. As you can tell, I created a fake mail, so ain't nothing for me to go ahead and verify. Question in the chat: does secondary freeze really work before I start disputing? For transparency, I do not recommend secondary freeze. I used to do it in the past. It is not something that I do anymore because a lot of the major credit reporting agencies own a lot of the secondary agencies. So that's number one. If I'm doing a bankruptcy file, that is the only time that I normally incorporate the freeze process in. If I'm not doing bankruptcy, then no, I'm not freezing anything at all because it's not really necessary as we're going through. And especially if you're using Dispute Panda, you have the Pro and you have the Credit Dino, I promise you, you don't need to do anything additional. Okay. So I want to go ahead and cover the dashboard. We're going to go over all of the items on the left. We're going to go into settings, and then we are going to start with producing the letters for our client. So, I told y'all about drip money. I like y'all to make sure that y'all can make coins. So whether you have the free version or the paid version, these are some things that you want to consider. So number one, if you click this button that says earn free credits, you want to go ahead and check that. The affiliate referral program is not live right now, but once it does become live, if you have already checked this box, it will allow you to go ahead and get your own affiliate code. If you are in real estate, car sales, hair sales, honey, if you know somebody that wants to go ahead and sign up to start doing credit repair on their own, you can actually give them your link. They sign up under you, and guess what? You get paid residual income just for them signing up under your affiliate link for every client they have. You just click this accept button, and once it goes live, you will get your own affiliate link. Okay, so that's one. Number two, of course, you can go ahead and upgrade to Pro by clicking on this option. We're going to cover some of the things in Pro, but just not yet. If you want to get another set of drip coin, and to Melinda's point, if you're signing up for Credit Dino, you just click this option. You're going to put in your username and password, and you will be taken to the dashboard. Your dashboard will give you your own unique sign up form link. Please bear in mind that Credit Dino outside of is $39.99 for people to sign up. With your link, it's only $29.99 for them to sign up. So that's number one. Number two, you're making $8 from every person that signs up under your Credit Dino link. So you're automatically making $8 plus On the back end, you're getting a $17 credit every single month. So that's your up $25 and you need to start not doing anything just by having your clients go ahead and sign up with Credit Dyno, and you're using Credit Dyno for your dispute process. Okay. So just keep that in mind, guys, as you're going through. This is a really easy way for you to have drip money. You can create a post that says, hey, when's the last time you checked all 3 of your credit scores and saw all 7 years? Because let's be clear, Identity IQ, Smart Credit, My Score IQ, they're only giving you a 24-month snapshot of what's going on with your profile. So Credit Dyno is giving you the full 7-year report, just like you would have gotten if you went directly to TransUnion or you went directly to Experian Equifax, right? So wanted to go ahead and give you guys that information. Go ahead, Rick. What's your question, my love? If the collections is not appearing on the credit report, but the creditor still shows on the credit report as a closed account, do I dispute the collections and the creditor like Chase? So I want to make sure I'm understanding your question. So you're saying you originally owed Chase. Chase sold your debt to LVNV. Chase is on your credit report, but LVNV is not. Is that correct? Right. But the person that they quote unquote sold or transferred your account to is not showing on your credit report. Is that correct? Okay, so there's not a dispute letter that you can generate with the system if that creditor is not showing up on your credit report to be disputed. In that particular case, I do show an alternative way to check that collector in my mentorship program. But what I would suggest is that creditor, so several things. Number one, is the debt still collectible for you to go to court in your state? Or has a judgment already been passed on that specific debt? Okay, so not yet that it hasn't passed the time frame where they could take you to court for that debt. Is that correct?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on, let me mute the TV. Or so yes, I owe Chase money, and they sold the debt to a collection agency. So now I'm receiving letters from that collection agency, and they be sending me email every day, settle. And I had sent out I had sent out a letter last week to that collection agency. So now I'm just waiting for a response back.
Okay, so then let me know what your response is since you've already sent a letter to them, because I want to make sure I'm clear. You said that the collection agency is not showing on your credit report. So did you handwrite a letter to that collection agency?
No, I had written it. Well, I had typed. It was a letter I had got from a credit repair class I had took 2 years ago.
Okay, so circle back once you have done that, because I can't give you proper instructions given the fact you've already made a move, right? Like if it was a situation where you hadn't sent a letter, then I would give you different parameters on how to maneuver. But since you've already sent a letter to them, you need to wait until you get the letter back. You can book a call for us to go over your file and see what you can do. But as it stands right now, you already put a move in place. So now you have to wait for them to respond back to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I have one last question.
Sure.
So now for the personal loans, how do I go about that? Because I owe maybe 2 personal loans with a bank, and they've both been charged off. One of them sent me a letter. Well, I would say it was from a firm that sent me the collection letter that I owe this amount from this credit union. So now I had sent that letter, dispute letter last week to that firm. So now I'm just waiting for a response.
Okay.
What are the chances of are they gonna now I know for personal loan, I don't know. It's my first time taking out a personal loan last year. Are they gonna send like a letter to take me to court for personal loans?
Anyone has the ability to take you to court. Whether or not they do it, it just depends. So for instance, American Express, for some people, they take people to court. American Express, for other people, they do not take them to court. So there's not a rule to say this particular company will or won't. It all depends on what they're putting in stock. What does the market look like for them to decide if it's worth it or not for them to try and take you to court. What I would say is, as you guys are building your platform, definitely find out what the court, like what the statute of limitation is to be taken to court. So for instance, I'm in Texas, that statute of limitation is 3 years. I think it's 3 or 4 years that they can take me to court. After that window, I'm not saying they can't try to attempt to collect the debt. They just can't take me to court for it. It can still stay on my credit report for the 7 years, but again, they can't take me to court for it. So depending on what state you're in, you need to find out what that time frame is in order for you to find out if it's something that they're going to take you to court to or not. But if you're saying that you just defaulted a year ago, more than likely you're still in the court case collectability where they can take you to court. There are ways for you to rectify it outside of. And I know a lot of people on YouTube and all over saying, don't pay the debt, don't pay the debt, don't pay the debt. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I am a very, very, very big component of people paying their debt because it is a lot easier for me to get the debt removed. When you're going through the credit repair process on a paid debt than on a non-paid debt. And also you can negotiate like a boss when it comes to settlement options when you're going there. But please keep in mind, guys, every time y'all do a settlement option or you're paying less than what you owe, you could totally jeopardize the relationship of working with that bank again. So keep that in mind as you guys are making the decisions, whether you're going to pay the full amount that's owed or if you're going to settle for less than what's owed, because a lot of times when you move and you're in a better position in the next couple of years, that bank could be giving out $20,000, $30,000 lines of credit, but because you breached them on $100 or $1,000, you can no longer go back to that bridge. So always keep that in mind as you're pivoting. But if you're asking me what to do, the guide is here for you. If you click on training at the very top, it gives you the full guide as to what letters you need to pick, no matter if you have collections, repos, charge off, foreclosures, child support liens, this flow still works. And if you guys are using the old flow for my vintage folks, I still use the red or the blue attack when it comes to my clients. I use the red attack if they are needing stuff done quicker, more advanced. And when I say quicker, like if they are like, Raquel, I need this done in 6 to 8 months, I'm using this particular flow. If I have a little bit more time for my sauce to sauce, I'm using the blue flow. But I'm still utilizing how to send the letters to the secondary reporting agencies on the main flow. So no matter what you decide to do, Rick, as what I'm going to advise is, since you sent out letters from another platform, you need to allow 35 days after those letters. Like you have to allow 35 days from when you send those letters, pull your report, see what has cleared off, what's been updated, what has changed. And then if you're going to jump into Dispute Panda, you're starting at round 1.
Okay. Another question.
Sure.
Now, I know that normally when the bank charge off the account, when it's time to file your taxes next year, you like people receive like what's that form called?
1099-C.
Yeah. Now, what are the chances of the bank sending that to me?
When did they charge off the account?
So those accounts were charged off this year, but I received the loan last year.
Okay,
so I was making the payments on the loan, but I just stopped because
life. I understand. So you're going, any account that's charged off, you normally get a 1099-C if the debt is over $600.
Yeah, it's over 600.
So you will get it at the end of the year, this year, for you to file for taxes. Again, it all depends on what they're doing. If they utilize your charge off and then they write it as a profit and loss statement, then you'll get the 1099 in the mail.
And then that's when they're going to take it from my refund?
That's a tax question, my love. You have to ask
Oh,
CPA.
okay. All right.
That's outside. I'm gonna give y'all what I know. Okay. If you turn in the paperwork, then that's when they're gonna count it as income for you. How it affects you on the back end, you can reach out to my friend Ansumana. I can drop his information in the chat and he can answer that question for you. That's a little bit outside of my depth. Any
All right.
other
No,
question?
no, that's it.
Awesome. I love the interaction. Y'all are amazing tonight. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about the clients. So when you guys are going into the system and you are looking for clients, you can type the 3 characters here at the magnifying glass, or you can come over here and click on clients. It will show you your active clients, your inactive clients. If you need to import any because you're leaving one credit platform to come over here, you're going to go ahead and leverage it here. If you guys are having a problem with importing your CSV files, again, info at Dispute Panda, they will go ahead and help you with importing the clients. When I say that back office is amazing, they really are, y'all. If you want to add a new client, which we're going to do in a minute, you click the add new client button and I will showcase that in a second. If you want to see any letters that have gone out to your clients, please be mindful. You can click the letters tab. You'll be able to see all the letters that you generate within the system. This is what I like to show you guys. So currently, letters go out same day as long as you send the letters out by 12 p.m. PST. Okay. If it doesn't go out by 12 p.m. PST, it gets sent over into the system, then it's not going to go out till the next business day. Please note they only mail letters Monday through Friday. We were doing certified letters, but right now with us ramping up because we are in-house processing the letters for you, certified mail is not available just yet, but they will be reloading that option going forward. If you guys ask me, I'm a control freak, so I do not send the letters through the system unless I'm having a family emergency, I'm out of town. But 97% of the time, either my kids are printing out the letters for me at home and mailing it for me, because most of my clients are all of my clients are in Texas. So I like to use a geotag when it comes to the mail, so we ain't got no isms or schisms as it pertains to that. But it's completely up to you guys how you want to navigate. Okay. Inbox. This is a pro feature. So when you have the inbox option, you are able to go ahead and send messages back and forth to your clients on the pro. The report option, I love this feature. So hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what this feature does. And I post it on my social media every now and then because I gotta let people know that I'm serious about what I do. Okay. Hold on. Let me close here. All right, boom. So this is what the report section looks like. You know what? This is a little small. Let me go ahead and make it a little bigger for y'all. Okay, here we go. So this is what the report section looks like. With the report section, what you're able to do is you're able to see what increases you've had. You can set it for last month, the last 12 months, the last 6 months. But the biggest thing that I like is that I can put how much debt I have deleted overall across my business. So you're able to do this on the client level and you're able to do this on the company level as well. So for each client, when you have the pro, when you do an update, you can see what was deleted last month, how much deletions you've had, what's been deleted 100% across the board. Like you're able to have all of those really live right there for you to see. I personally love this option because then you can turn it into a social media post like this, like so, where you can drop your facts on how amazing you're doing with getting the results and the resolve as it pertains to your clients. It will only have your website and all the information as you put in the system, and I'll show you guys where you can put that information in. All right, the subscription tab allows you to link your merchant service, create payment forms, create signing and onboarding forms for your clients. So I definitely love that option. The training tab takes you back to the training video, and the contact us tab takes you back to the contact us. Now, if you want to get into settings, there are 2 ways that you get into the settings. You can click on the balance and it will take you there, or you can click on these 3 dots and click on settings. Either way, it'll take you over. Starting at the profile, if you guys transition from doing it for yourself to a business, you can come in here and change the business name. You're also able to go ahead and add a photo. Please note, if you guys are using the free platform, the photo is not going to be seen by anyone else but you. But if you got some cute pictures like I do, Chad, I got my first lady wig and all that other stuff, you can put your picture on there so you can know that you're working. Okay. The organization tab is where you can go ahead and you can drop your logo. You can put your website information, your address, but most importantly, the contract. I'm going to go ahead and drop the contract in the comments. So if you guys need a copy of a sample contract, please go ahead and leverage that. Please note, you want to make sure that your contract is state specific. There are different things required by law. I like to make sure that y'all have that, told up front. So you can put your logos in. If you guys are like me and you have your teens working for you or your niece working for you, instead of giving out your username and password, you can come in here and you can put the first name, last name of the person that's going to be helping you, their email, and then they can go ahead and create their own password to gain access so you don't have to relinquish your information. If you have affiliate links for the other credit monitoring softwares, you can come here and put it in. Please note that these green checks that you see are on versus off only apply to the pro. So when you have the pro under the Safe Client Access portal, you can put in the contract. It will actually take the client to sign up for the credit monitoring, like it goes through all of the stages and all of the things. As it's going through that, you will have an option to put all your affiliate links in, and you can give all of these options to your clients, or you can turn off. And if y'all are like me, I don't use Credit Dino, so this is the only thing that pops up on their Safe Client Access portal. Okay, just to give y'all that tip. Okay. Disputing options. So the credit reporting agencies have anywhere from 7 to like 15 different addresses. If you want to come in here every single month and change the address, or if y'all want to use the method where you send it to all of the addresses, you would just have to write out the envelope accordingly. But if you want to change it from month to month, you can simply click on this wonderful pen icon, switch it from a 1 to a 6, and then it will automatically generate this address on the letter for it to go out to you. That is a method that is used. Again, you guys do not have to change the address, but if for some reason you choose to use that method, this is where you can go and make the edit. If you're looking to add money onto the platform, please remember that the system can mail letters for you. So if you have the correct corresponding amount in your balance, the system will automatically pull that payment off to go ahead and mail the letters out for you. If not, you would have to come to the balance, go to billing, and then you would go ahead and either enter your bulk amount that you want to purchase. Please be mindful. The lowest amount that you can enter is $20. Because the rounds are 17, and in order to produce the static letters, you need to have at least $1 in your account. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, what Dispute Panda did do was, because they found out that there were a lot of people that were doing this for themselves or their family, and most of the people that were purchasing credits were purchasing either $20 or $60, they said, well, if you sign up for a monthly recurring charge, we'll just give you 50% more than what you are purchasing. So you can either purchase $20 and get 30, or you can purchase $60 and get 90 every 30 days. Okay. So again, if you're doing this for you, your family, your cousins, or you and your group of friends, this is a great way to have the system and have a clear idea of what you're purchasing. Please note, if you run out of the money that's on there, the credits that you have monthly, and you purchase in bulk, you don't get that 50%. You only get whatever you purchase. So if you purchase $100, that's all you're going to get. Okay. The invoicing tab allows you to see any outstanding invoices, see your Panda Pro invoice account, and any statements you have for your clients. Your activity tab allows you to see any activity that has gone out, to any letters that have gone out for your clients for your attack. Any mailing, so the amount that you pay for mailing, as well as any attack credits for your clients. All right. The integration tab allows you to, so I have it where when a client comes in as a lead for me, they get put into this platform, and they also get put into my email sequence for them to kind of be curated on okay, this is some information about credit. This is what you need to work on. And then if they have any additional tips or tricks, especially right now, I've been buckling down on student loans because we know if you haven't made a payment, boo, they coming for you. So I've been focusing on that kind of verbiage for the last couple of weeks because I do offer that as a service to my clients to help them either do an income-based repayment program or for them to consolidate, right? So the information that I'm sending to them, once they come in as a lead, they're getting all of those good nurturing emails, and it's not doing a lot of work on my end. Those emails are already created, the system tags and plugs, and we're good to go. So this gives you an opportunity to do that on the pro level, not on the free level. Just to confirm, if you purchase the subscription and get the extra credit, but you can still also add more within the month if you need. Correct. So you can go ahead and purchase the subscription. And if you run out of your $30 or you run out of your $90, you can just come in here and add $50 or add $100 right here in the system. But you're only going to get however much it is that you add there. Great question, Melinda. Hey, Trina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Key. Welcome to the room. Rachel and Josh, they said hello. Oh, I said hello to them. Let's see if I missed anyone. I think I spoke to Rich, so I spoke to Rick, so we're good there. All right, great, great, great. I love the questions in the chat, guys. All right, so anything before I start adding my client to the system? Want to make sure you guys have an open floor.
I have just one question.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you recommend? Use the mail from Panda Dispute or just mail it by ourselves?
It depends on you. I'm gonna tell you, I like to be in control. I like to know when. So, like myself and my son, we go out 2 days a week to the post office. It's like mommy son time with each other. And I have a relationship with my post office. So for me, I personally like to mail. I got my big bin where I put all my mail in for my letters. It just works for me. I'm in control. I know the letters have been sent out, things of that nature. It's not bad. I'm going to be honest with you. When you go ahead and I'm out of town and I'm traveling, I will let them mail. But I personally use a power of attorney. So because I have a power of attorney and I send them with every single round, that is a big reason why I normally mail, because I add my power of attorney letter in when I'm sending my rounds out to my clients. Before, when I wasn't doing a power of attorney letter, then at that time it wasn't really a big deal, so I would allow the system to mail it for me. It just depends on your preference. Please bear in mind that you're paying a little bit more because you're paying for someone to fold those letters, stick it in, all of those. But it's completely up to you. I can tell you, I'm a control freak, so I print them. I hope that helped, Genesis.
Got it. Yes.
Okay. Great question. Great question. But either one works. My best friend, she only does it, I promise you, by the system. She lets the system mail everything out for her. Can you show a client upfront what we can do for them before payment? So when you Rachel, what do you mean by that? So I'm gonna answer though. Okay, go ahead.
Can you
What's
hear
your
me?
Yes, I can hear you, Rachel.
Okay. I think we had a client reach out, so I think he's just wanting to know, like, are we able to show, maybe not necessarily on his credit, but show like something we can remove or what we can do, so that they would want to, make the payment, or, to have something removed off their credit, if that makes sense.
So for transparency, I don't know if you have anyone else that you can show proof for, right, Rachel? So like if you have worked on your credit report or if you have worked on your family member's credit report and you have those summaries that you can show, because I do screen grabs personally where I go ahead and show this is what I got deleted, this is what I got deleted. If you do not have anyone like that, then you might want to think about the pay per delete model. So for me, I have a pay per delete model now. I don't have a standard monthly rate. Number one, you get paid more, just for transparency. Number two, it does require you to be more on top of things. So let me be honest with you. When you do the pay per delete option, the customer is, my client still pay an enrollment fee. So like, okay, it's $297 to sign up for me. If you want to say it's $100 for you to sign up and then you only pay for the months you get results, you can choose to do that. However, if you don't have anyone to showcase, what I would suggest you to do is you can go on to Dispute Panda Facebook and see the results that are posted there. You can choose to screen grab those and you can show them like, hey, these are the moves that has happened to previous people who, you know, who've used the program, right? It's completely up to you. But I don't know how to necessarily navigate those waters because I don't know what your pricing structure is. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And do you have people? Like, do you have anyone that you've used before?
We don't, because like we both work full-time jobs, but we're just now getting it up and going, and we have our website, and we're, you know, we made flyers to get out there. So just within the last week of doing that, we have one potential client, and then we have another that may be potential client. So we are trying.
Mhm.
We'd rather do this full time than work our regular 9 to 5.
Gotcha. So number one, the first client should always be you. So I don't care what your credit score is, you should be in the system. I'm quite sure you have outdated addresses, you have outdated phone numbers. There is something on your credit report that might have an ism or schism. So you should be in this software and you should be looking at what are some things that I can clear up on my own profile. Because I promise you, my girlfriend had an 800 she had an 800 credit score and she was like, I don't need to fix my credit. When she got on there, she had 17 different names.
Well, I do have
Okay.
another question.
Mhm.
This is totally our fault, but we did do Josh. We did his credit, and we had the papers printed out, but then there was a discrepancy with his ID, so we haven't made the copy of the social and the other bill. But it's already been past 15 days because we've had other things going on, and I know that's a
Right.
terrible. But what do we do in that instance?
So I just want to clarify, did you guys mail the letter out or you did not mail the letter out?
No, we haven't mailed them yet.
So then you haven't started your first round. So whenever you do mail it out, that's when you would start the counter.
Okay. Okay, so we do still have time.
You haven't mailed the letter out, so there's no clock ticking. So I want to make sure that I'm clear. The clock ticks when you put that letter in the mail and send it out. If you haven't sent that letter out, you just have letters sitting in your mail. It's sitting on your desk.
Okay.
Does
All
that
right.
make sense?
Yes, it does. And we're
Yeah.
gonna get those mailed this week, so.
Cool. So then you would start your counter. So even though the system is going to tell you about 15 days sooner, like, hey, it's time for you to pull your next credit report, you don't have to do that. You're just going
Okay.
to wait until 35 days from when you actually mail the letter out. And that's when you're going to come back in the system and move forward.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I like to answer these questions. Anything else, guys, before I load my test client in? Remember, you should always be the test client, guys. So y'all know how long it takes. Y'all know what these letters say. You can read it and be like, what's going on here? Like, you want to have all the meat and potatoes so that you are the expert as you're talking to your client, as you're speaking to your client, rather. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and load my test client in. Please note, what did I do here? Please note that you only need to put the first and last name. If your client is a senior, a junior, a third, a 15th, Usher Raymond the 15th, right? You can choose to go ahead and put that information in here. As you can see, the system has things that are only required first and last name, okay? That is it. That is all. Once you go through the software, as you guys see, I'm going to have to change the email address. Boom. All right. And then we're going to put the phone number in. That's not the number. Here we go. And then the last for the social. Please remember to put the information in on the lines that is required, because this information is going to be grabbed and put into the letters that are going out for your client. So if there is a suite, a street, a loop, a level, you want that on the street address, not in any of the other boxes. Okay, guys? 1981. All right. If you had the pro, you can check this box right here, would automatically send the information over to your client. If you do not have the pro, it tells you, wah, 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 you ain't got that feature. Okay. So we're just going to hit save and we're going to move on. Now, before we dive in, I'm going to talk about the documentations that are needed in order to start the Beast in the Credit Street Program 101. Okay. I'm going to drop this in the chat just in case you guys need it. You only need 2 items, proof of identification and a proof of address. Let me be clear. If the driver's license is at a different address, they used to live at 1414 Mockingbird Lane. They now live at 1514 Mockingbird Lane. I don't care if it's the same city, but a different address. The point is to get one name, one address, one date of birth, one social on the credit report. The credit report is the whole thing. We want our client to look aesthetically pleasing from top to bottom. So we're sending out matching documentation. If the driver's license does not have the valid address on it, you're moving to the social security card, you're moving to the marriage certificate, you're moving to the passport. You're moving to another supporting document that has the address on there that you need. Okay? The proof of address, when it comes to the utility bill, which is any bill that comes to the residential property, they are for best practice, you want to get it updated every 60 to 90 days. I normally ask it to my clients for the 60th day portion, so that it's easier for me to navigate and make sure that I have it by the 90th day, so we don't get any stall letters for just hocus pocus reasons. Okay. With that being said, if you are using the social as the proof of identification, you do not need to use the social again in others. There's only 2 requirements: proof of identification, proof of address. Others is just that you can leave it blank. You do not need to follow it. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab the ID. This is my client's ID. The goal is to get all of the documentation on 1 to 2 pieces of paper, and the crop and save option is life-changing, y'all. Number 1, they do not need to know your client's business. I'm going to say this again. They do not need to know your client's business. So this client right here has a balance 4, which means what? They past due. We're going to scroll all the way down here, and we are going to crop it. Boom, bam, pow. We're going to crop it and only show exactly what they need. They need their address. They need a valid date. They need to know what kind of bill this is. Crop and save. The goal is to get everything on 1 to 2 pieces of paper. Okay? You're going to hit crop, save. We're good to go. All right? Now, if you are using MyScore IQ or Identity IQ, you're going to need to log into that account every 35 days, refresh the report, download it, and upload it onto here. If you are using Smart Credit, I'm going to need you guys to go to the training section, scroll all the way down to this video that says how to import Smart Credit, and you are going to import your client's Smart Credit profile in there. Okay? You're going to need to copy over the HTML code. All of the verbiage is what you need is going to be located right there. You can also store your client's information on file. I don't care who they're with. You need their username. You need their password. The client needs to provide this information to you. For transparency, I have it written in my contract. If I have to ask you for the credit monitoring login twice, I charge you. Send my schedule fee. I charge you because I'm sometimes working at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm working at 2 o'clock in the morning. It is not conducive for me to then bother you or set a note, because I have an email sequence that sends them a reminder between the hours of 10 and 7 p.m. So I'm in compliance, right? to not bother my client, but this is something that you need to have so you can do business. It's the part of you actively doing business. So you want to collect the username and password. If they have Credit Dino, however, you do not have to stress. As long as they're paying every single month, you're good to go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put the username and password down here for the client. I hope this test client has hers. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so as you guys can see now, there's a one-click import button that shows up here. This is going to be here every 35 days. So I can literally come in here every 35 days. I just click this one-click import, and y'all will see that I will earn a free round of attack. Why? That is the luxury and that is the benefit that Credit Dino is giving you for utilizing its service. Right? So you're going to get a free round of attack every 35 days. I am a 45-day company, which means I don't pull my client's report until the 45th day, period. That's how I have it set up because it makes my life easy. Okay. As you can see right here, it says free round of attack 1. This is my client's file. And now it says ready to attack. You cannot attack until you select what you need to dispute. So you're going to click the dispute option, and then it's going to take you into the profile. If the client has public records or anything of that nature, like a judgment, a lien, you would see it under the inquiry. So it'd be inquiries, then any public information, and then it will go into the account. Systemically, the system is going to automatically select any accounts that are currently impeding your client's credit report scores. Now, I do want to point out, if you see this yellow icon, do not skip it. Do not ignore it. You want to go ahead and open it. Here is why. When Dispute Panda was originally thought of and created, it was only to dispute negative accounts that wanted to be deleted, charge off, collections, things of that nature. A lot of the late payment verbiage, we did not have a late payment letter that was generated. However, systemically, we do now. So you can go ahead and click the option, but what you want to do when you're using Credit Dino is you're wanting to click this eye icon. It's going to take you into the actual report and break down as to why this was a concern for the system. So this is a summary. It tells you how much the person owes, what the high balance is, all of the good things. When you click on the payment history, it will tell you the payment history up to 7 years if it's being reported for that particular credit reporting agency. So TransUnion is reporting back to 2020. Experian, however, is reporting all the way back to 2017. In 2019, this person had late payment. So this is why we're seeing that little yellow icon, because we have some late payments that's impacting this client. Now, when it comes to Equifax, they're only reporting till 2020. So what? They're at 100% payment. So for this particular client, I would go into the system and I would only select the option for Experian, and the system will systemically generate me a late payment verbiage letter, not a removal letter, okay? Or a correction letter. It's going to say, hey, this is the situation, and it's going to use Metro 2 verbiage to go ahead and support, okay? With that being said, the system will not select any inquiries for you. That is something that you have to do for yourself. With that being said, if you're on a Windows computer, you can do Control and the letter F as in Foxtrot. If you are on a Mac, you want to use Command F as in Foxtrot. It will open up this lovely search bar here for you. And then you can go ahead and search the client's file. The goal is, when it comes to any credit cards or credit lines, you do not want to select for a letter to be sent, because you run the risk of that account being deleted or closed because you are disputing the inquiry. So for best practices, if you see that the account is on file and you see, hey, this person has a Credit One, they do have a Wells Fargo account and it is open and active, you do not want to select it. Once you type it in the search bar, you can toggle through by either clicking enter, or you can click these carrots up or down for you to see the profile. Once you see it's open, you're not going to go ahead and select it. You're going to go ahead and keep going through the other files. If it is a car loan, go ahead and dispute it. If it's a mortgage, by all means, go ahead and dispute it, because they're not coming to get the car and they're not coming to take the house. They will close down the credit card or the credit line. So just be careful. I've seen that happen with Capital One. I've seen it happen with Discover. So I like y'all to be aware of the option that's there. Now, as you guys are going through, I want to go ahead and do a quick rundown of the conversation I would have with my client as it pertains to their account. So I'm only going to cover the first two areas of the FICO score. There are 5 components. The heaviest weighted portions are the payment history, which is worth 192.5 points approximately, and the utilization, which is 30% of the score, which is roughly 165 points. So if I was having a conversation with my client, I'm going to talk to them about their behavior as it pertains to their payment history. We're going to talk about, hey, for the things that you have like a auto loan, can we set it up on biweekly payments? Number one, if you get paid biweekly, that will allow you to pay the car off 3 to 5 years sooner. I'm sorry. If it's a house, it's 5 to 7 years sooner. If it's a car, it's 2 to 3 years sooner, depending on how aggressively you're paying, because you're paying more on the principal and less on the interest, right? So you want to have that conversation with your client about their behavior. Now, this is the part that I love about Credit Dino, is having the conversation about their utilization. Number one, utilization overall is worth 165 points. You can't get any more than that. You get what I'm saying? I can't get any more than that. So when we're talking to our clients and we're talking to them about utilization, the number one thing I'm going to tell this client is, hey, my love, if this is the card that you're using for all your bills and I need you to make sure that all your money is sitting in your bank account, then on the 2nd or the 3rd of the month before your statement closes. So if your statement closes on the 5th, you're going to come in on the 2nd or the 3rd, and you're going to pay everything off or as much as possible, because to be in the 700 club, you need to be using less than 20%. For the 800 club, you need to be using less than 10%. So I'm giving them tools as to what they need to know in order to get their scores up, not just these letters that I'm writing. Like, your behaviors are going to dictate if your score is going to go up or down. I need you to navigate these waters in this particular space, and this is how I need you to show up, right? So you're giving them what their process is in the growth journey of getting to that score. If all of their cards are closed, then you need to have a plan of what cards are you going to put in play that, number one, you can get credit off of, because affiliates marketing is a drip money that you need, but also cards that are going to help them meet their goals as they're moving forward. Okay. So if they're over the limit, this is a quick tip. You're going to ask them to pay the minimum payment times 2 plus $4. That will give them breathing room that when the interest hits again, they're not over their limit. Okay. Because that is not what we need them to have. All right. All right. All right. I see that there's a question. Hey, Melinda, what question you have in the chat, boo?
So this is what I've been waiting on. So real quick, with them letters, you see how when you it's the boxes in red, the ones that the system is disputing, like on the
Yes.
accounts. So
Correct.
I was a little confused when I seen some of them, even in your recording. You see how it says pays as agreed. It's why is it disputing that one? Is that because of what you just said? It might be something on that other icon.
So remember when we clicked in here and we
Yeah,
went to payment history? They have late payment here.
somewhere. Oh, okay.
So that's why it's important to go into the report and see what's going on. Because yes, as of now, it's paid as agreed, but they were late, right?
That
So
makes sense.
so that's why it's saying, that's why that icon was yellow and it was going through. So it could be now current, but if they were past due in 2003 or in 2002, you have to go in and check to see where that falls. I hope I answered her question. Did I lose Melinda? Good, y'all, we done lost Melinda. All right. Any other questions, guys, before we continue? Let me know. All right, no questions. We're going to move on to the save filter. So once we hit save filter, it's now where we're going to go to the attack round. So according to the new flow, we are going to do Punch of Fury, Supreme Boosted. If we had the pro option, then we would go ahead and select the creditors option. Then we would go ahead and come back in and do the static letters. So I'm going to show you those options right now. So we are going to do start round. We're going to do Punch of Fury, handwritten, Supreme Boosted. If I had the pro, I would select this option. As you can see, as rude, it tells me no. Okay, so I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit confirm. Okay, hit start round, and it's going to systemically generate the letters for me. Now, if I had $1 or $2 in my bucket or whatever, I would be able to go back in the system, go to static letters. For best practice, guys, I normally like to scroll down to the bottom to the last option because it will automatically segment out the letters for me so that I'm selecting only the ones that are supposed to go to the secondary reporting agency. The system is going to generate the dispute letters based off of what we selected under the dispute tab. So we're going to hit start round. If I had $1, it would automatically generate those letters for me. But since I don't have any, it's not going to generate the letters. If I want to mail the letters out, this is how much money I need to add to the bucket in order for the letters to be mailed out. They're going to go out in black and white. These are all the letters that have been selected for me, so I know how much it's going to cost. There are 2 letters going to TransUnion, 3 letters going to Experian, and only 2 letters going to Equifax. So I already know what's going on, okay? Now, if you are not having the system mail it out for you, you're going to click the download all option and it will automatically download the letters for you. All right. I mean, so it not automatically, rather you click the download all option, it will download it, and then you guys can print and mail. So you have officially done a full flow for your client. The history tab will allow you to see what letters. As you can see, the system automatically selected that I downloaded it. So if I don't physically go to the attack and click download, the system is going to assume that I've already done it because I didn't tell the system to mail it. So it's going to automatically default as to download, okay? So remember to click that download option. I can see when I last pulled the credit report. I can see the credit scores and where the numbers have shifted for my clients. If you guys have the pro, right after history, it says update. So you would be able to see what the changes are from month to month. If I had any invoices for the clients, it would be there. And any notes, like if it's a bankruptcy client and I had to fill that out, that would also be accessible for them as well. So I have literally started the platform, loaded my rounds of disputes, completed the letters, and I am completely done. I don't come back in here for another 35 days. Any questions, concerns, or comments for you guys? Any questions?
The handwriting, which mean?
You said the handwriting?
Yes.
So the system has a variation of 10 handwriting options. So it will automatically handwrite. So depending on which round you're in, you are to select the handwriting option if you choose. It's just a great way to kind of break up how the letters look as it's going to the credit reporting agencies.
Okay, but it doesn't affect anything, right?
No.
Okay. Because I didn't pick that option when I sent my client.
That's okay. That's okay. If you choose to do it later, you definitely can. If you choose not to do it, it's okay. I like to do the handwritten because I like to spice it up a little bit. So it's completely up to you if you do. Just make sure that you are the number one thing that I need you to focus on when it comes to this is the letters that you're picking and how many days apart you're sending the letters out. Those are the 2 things that you need to have as you're going through the process.
Got it. Thanks.
My pleasure. Thank you, Genesis. Any other questions, guys? Let me know. So again, going back to the main screen, guys, if you are wanting to sign up for Credit Dino, so you guys will have the ability to get that drip money, all you have to do is click on become an affiliate and you sign your information up and you will get an affiliate link that same day. You can also choose to upgrade the platform where it gives different features to your clients. And when it upgrades, you get more and more on the referral end. So you can make upwards of you can make up to $22 if you choose to shift. I kept the basic one. I like my $8. I get a nice little $100, $200 every month. I'm content with that. But it's completely up. Some people are getting paid thousands of dollars on that end. I do a lot of coaching now, so does make it a little bit different, but I still recommend that you put those posts on there. I think the lowest month I've ever had, I think, was like 134 just from people clicking and getting their credit report. That is it. That is it. That is all. All right. Any other questions, guys? No questions? All right. Well, James, I hope I answered all the questions for you. Do you have any additional questions, James?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Thank
Good.
you.
It's my pleasure. Rachel and Josh, how you looking over there? You got any additional questions?
I don't think we do at this time, Rachel.
Okay. I love that. I love that. If you do remember, I'm here on Wednesday. I'm here on Wednesday for you.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Awesome. Tree Bean, you got anything for me, honey bunny? Got any questions, concerns, or comments? Genesis, you came with some amazing questions today. Do you have any questions? No worries. I think that's Melinda. No worries at all, Melinda. Awesome. I'm so happy to answer the questions for you guys. If you guys have any questions, remember I dropped my link in the chat. You guys can follow me on socials. I do respond. If you have any questions or concerns, I can't wait to see you guys on Wednesday. I will be here. Just to keep in mind, I may not be here on the 30th, and we will not be here in October on the 11th. But other than that, we are here Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays helping everyone. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments, please feel free to let us know. And don't forget, Dispute Panda is 24/7, so you can reach out to the support team at info@Dispute Panda. You got anything for me, Genesis, before I let you go?
At this point, I'm good. Thanks for your support.
It is my pleasure. Again, we'll be here live on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Y'all have a great one. Bye.
You too.
Have a
Bye.
good evening.